We're excited to share something with you today. This, and I said it earlier, the point of really Street Tech Smart Ads, what I'm going to share with you today, is actually something that you can largely set and forget. So much great content, everything from, marketing to your clients. We've talked about YouTube, creating videos, all the strategies everybody's been covering, and all the amazing things you can do. This is gonna, I really believe this is gonna tie in a lot because there's a lot of recurring theme about remarketing. But I want to show you how to do this in a way that once it's done, it'll largely just be in place for you. And so that's kind of my promise today, just to make your life easier. And that's really why we created the ad bundles, ad rotations, all tied into remarketing. So for those of you that have already been on Street Tech's remarketing program, thank you so much. Your feedback has been incredible. We actually just launched a whole bunch of new ads today, which I'll show you some of those in a minute. And we've really made the remarketing easy, but it was still takes quite a bit of time to go in, see which ads you're running, maybe launch some new ones, or maybe you've got some of your sellers list is seeing a certain list of ads, but you want to mix it up a little bit. Well, we have solved all of that today and so much more by introducing the ad rotation component to our remarketing. So Josh, he wasn't able to be on today, he was on today, but he wasn't able to actually share some of the things he was going to share today, but I am still going to bring him in to this presentation. And he was on one of our masterminds, our Wednesday masterminds, and he asked a question to everybody saying, who here is sending out weekly emails? And he was basically showing a really simple strategy on what emails he sends and how it starts conversations with his leads. And he asked, a bunch of people on the mastermind. And for those he said no, he said, you were literally missing out on thousands upon thousands of dollars every month, quarter, and year. And really the key to his message is that you need to be communicating on an ongoing basis to your clients every single week and month. And I think you've seen that as a theme through everybody here that's been sharing. And hopefully you just take one thing away on how to get that set up and how to use that. But I really love this quote because even if you're not sending emails, which you should be, I'm going to show you a tactic or a way that you can be in front of everybody on an ongoing basis every single week, every single day, and keeping that message relevant and fresh going forward. Jacqueline, she made this comment. She said on one of the masterminds too, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. If they haven't heard from you, they go with someone else. And again, remarketing came up a lot today. Everybody's using, or a lot of the agents you saw today are leveraging remarketing in their businesses, and they're making sure that they're staying front and center and they're not going out of sight, especially when some of these leads are 5 months out, 6 months out. They want to make me, I think Linnea was saying too, like when she's getting calls from YouTube videos, people are just calling her and then doing business with her because they're fully sold on who she is, right? And so that's really the power of what remarketing and staying in front of your audience on an ongoing basis can be. Okay, so just really quick snapshot, and then I'm going to go into some of the strategies and how this works, is that it's all of the ad bundles component, which will be our next phase, is going to be really about, it's going to be pre-built out campaigns for your audiences. But right now, you can actually build these bundles, and I'm going to show you how to do that with any previous ads that you've already launched. Now you can put them together and show those to your audiences. You can set the frequency. So you never have to ever worry about an ad getting stale to your sellers list or your buyers or your sphere ever again. And the best part of all of this is that you could literally launch 20 or 30 or 40 ads. And because they're rotating, you're only ever spending $1 a day. So your budget is in control. So I'm just gonna, sorry, I was just having to admit someone there. Okay, so what does all of this mean? Well, let's just say on the right-hand side here, this is a bundle that I'm putting together, and I'm going to show you how to do this. But you see 3 ads. These are 3 remarketing ads. And if I put this bundle together, I can essentially connect them together. And I say that I want those ads to rotate every single week. When I'm now running a home seller ad and I'm attracting new sellers, we got lots of different seller ads, obviously, but if I'm attracting new sellers and they're coming in, I want to make sure that they're going to see ongoing remarketing ads from me on an ongoing basis. And I want to make it super simple. Now that I've built this bundle on the right-hand side, I can literally make it so that every single lead that comes in through my seller ad is going to automatically now go into one of these ad rotation bundles for only $1 a day. And the ads are going to automatically change each week. You're able to pull ads out. You can add ads in to that bundle or that ad rotation. So for instance, the same thing with a buyer bundle. You could literally have a set of ads put together in a rotation, like on the right-hand side here, which I've just got 3, but it could be as many as you want. And again, I've got the frequency of 1 week, apart. I can be running all of these different listing ads, showing my listings, or even if I get permission, I can show other agents' listings. And these ads crush it at generating an enormous amount of leads. So they're interested in the property that they're seeing. They're interested in that particular listing. But now I'm automatically moving them over into a list of other ads that they're going to see on an ongoing basis. So for instance, now they're going to be seeing, the free guide, 3 things that you need to check before buying a home. It's a big decision. Here's another free guide, or check out all of these homes in these locations. Maybe they're homes with pools, or homes with, in-law suites, or maybe they're homes with, a garage, or whatever it may be. All of these different ads that can rotate automatically, again, only for $1 a day to every single buyer lead that's coming in. Hopefully you can see how powerful this is. None of your leads are going to fall through the gap anymore, where they might have come in, and if they haven't received an email from you in a couple weeks, or maybe a month, maybe they're clicking on something else. Now they're automatically going to be seeing these other ads on an ongoing basis, and it's literally set and forget. You can even move leads. So I'm going to talk more about this in a minute. But if, for instance, let's say I have a seller lead here, and they're in this rotation, they came in with one of my seller ads, and I go into street text, and I change that tag from, say, seller to buyer, they could automatically move over now into a buyer. And it could really be anything you want. So, but the point is that you can easily move your leads from one bundle to another bundle with literally just a simple click. You can even create a video bundle. So these don't have to even be street text specific ads. These could be other ads that you have already launched on Facebook that you want to put into a bundle. So I know many of you are phenomenal marketers. You have created, I know Wendy was saying on the mastermind yesterday, she takes posts that she does on Facebook, and then she turns a lot of those into ads, because she looks at which ones are doing really well, and she turns those into ads. You could actually take those ads you've already created and make a bundle out of them, something that's unique, or maybe it's a video bundle. And for people that have, say, watched 50% or more, and they become a specific Facebook audience, they could automatically then go into that bundle and see all those different ads. So you start to get some ideas in regards to your sphere, or really anything in your database. So you can create custom ads with street text. So we have all these templates we've already made for you that you can turn into bundles. Or, like I mentioned, you can use your already pre-existing Facebook ads you've already created. Or you can create your own using the custom remarketing ads. And what's nice about these is that if you create them, they're automatically connected to an automation system too. So if you wanted to put in some text messages or emails automatically before you send them to your CRM, you can do that. And all of those stats come right back into your street text system as well. And actually, based on today, I even added one more slide, which I'll show you in a second. You can create all sorts of custom bundles. So maybe you got one for your sphere, and you can put in some testimonials and some other content. But then I was thinking about, all the YouTube, everybody was talking about today. You could, I remember earlier in the day, I believe Eric was saying, you want to drive a certain amount of traffic to all your YouTube videos. Well, what you could do is you could even take every one of your YouTube videos that you create, you could actually create a Facebook ad on that, linking to that YouTube video, just maybe a little bit of a write-up about what that video is. So maybe it's like, 10 tips on this, or the area, or whatever else. You can create a bundle of those, leave them at $1 a day, and link every single person in your database to that as well. And what's cool about that is your entire database now is you're rotating all of your YouTube ads. So you're spending a little bit of money behind it, but again, $1 a day, but you're always on an ongoing basis driving some traffic to your YouTube videos, which probably will do a good job boosting the algorithm, and it's unbelievably cost effective. Plus, you want your database to see that anyways. And we have a bunch of special audiences that you can click on in street text too, that can actually make sure that you're showing your ad not only to your database, but also to everybody that's clicking on your ad or didn't become a lead yet, etc. And all of those could be included in that YouTube bundle as well. So I'm actually going to jump into street text here in a second. I'm going to show you how this works. But it's really, really actually quite simple. You can pull in these leads from any CRM. It doesn't have to be follow up boss. I just use it as an example here. But literally in any CRM, you could pull in all your leads. You could create a bundle. you could then have all those ads rotate and everybody see those ads on an ongoing basis. You can even sync your emails. Like I was listening to Dan at Happy Grasshopper. I know he didn't go into a great depth into the product itself, but if you are sending specific emails, you can actually tie those and link them with the different ads. So if you've got, say, a bundle of like 10 different, and again, it could be even that YouTube strategy, you could literally send out, you could match your emails to what remarketing ads that you're going to be running in that rotation, because you can actually see in StreetText which ad is going to come up next based on the frequency. So back to Josh again here. He said this great quote, which is, do you want to make more money or less money? And it was specific to this question. Somebody asked and said, Josh, do you think if I'm emailing people weekly, it's too much versus monthly? And that was basically his response. And the reality is that if you can get in front of people on a more frequent basis and get them to ask or ask them more questions or get them to take action on more things, you're just going to create more opportunities to connect with them. And these remarketing ads, which I'll show you in a second as I go into them again, are all designed to start a conversation. And every single one of them that they click on or interact with, you'll see in your database who they are. So they'll actually become a returned lead in StreetText. So you'll see their name here, and then you'll see that there's a new return status. And if you click on the source ad just beside, you'll actually see the actual ad they came in on as well. And of course, you can see this on the ads page anyways, but right in the contact section, this lead will actually pop right to the top. So you'll see exactly who that is. And again, just my last thing, I just wanted to compare on this, which is, I love direct mail, nothing against direct mail at all. I think direct mail is another great medium. There's so many good things out there that you can do. But the only contrast I want to just point out here is that for remarketing, to get in front of the same person that you would if you're sending a $2 or $3 letter to once you've factored in every cost, is you can literally have that same message in front of somebody for like 3 to 8 cents. So it's incredibly effective in terms of the cost standpoint. And we're seeing that typically leads or return leads. So there are ways of generating new leads still from remarketing ads, which we can talk about another day, or just return lead is somewhere between $3 to $15. So you're actually reviving that lead and then getting back in contact with them again, which you'd never see that cost ever in direct mail. So it's just a really, really powerful way of leveraging remarketing. So the other thing I just want to offer everybody on the call today, a couple of things actually, is some of this, and I'm going to show you in StreetText how to use it in a second. But I do want to talk about just how the costing works and the promotional side. So first off, just on the middle line there, we have been offering remarketing at $50 a month as an add-on. So you don't have to use it if you don't want it, but we're investing a lot into it. And we've kept it at $50 a month, promising everybody that's bought it at that it is going to be increasing to $100 a month. And we're going to be doing that truly very soon here because we wanted to have our next release before we did. So if you're interested in this, you can do it as an add-on. It's month to month. You can try it, you can use it as long as you want. But I think once you get this set up, I really don't think it's going to be something you're going to turn off because it's a powerful way of being omnipresent. But we're actually going to be increasing that price to $100 a month, but you'll keep the $50 a month. You won't have to spend more on it. That's really our offer to everybody that's been using it so far. And there will be a hard date, and that hard date is going to be in December, and it's coming up very, very shortly. The other thing is that we want to make sure that you get fully set up. I'm going to still show you what I was talking about here in a minute in StreetText. But for many of you, you're like, how do I import my list? How do I get this set up? Could you help me with a couple of ad bundles? And we would be charging $300. And even if you've already had remarketing, you're still open to do this. It's all waived. We're going to be reaching out to you. We're going to be busy, so it might just take a few days before we can get to you, but we're going to help you set this up. So this is also waived as well. Oh, and look, I just jumped to the next thing. And then if you just love StreetText and you don't, you're like, oh man, I just love StreetText. I either want to sign up today for an annual plan or I'm already a client and I want to save some money on tax. We just added a little bit of extra incentive is that if you want to pick an annual plan or renew for your annual plan, there is a way to do that in StreetText. Just reach out to support and we will give you a special link that you can do that. And we'll just also bump remarketing for you for another 3 months as well. But let me hop in here to actually, if I can get out of my link here, there we go, into StreetText itself and show you what you'll be looking at. And then we can take it to questions. So in StreetText, you're going to see, for those of you that have a remarketing already, you would see that there's an ads category. There is a, oops, just in the wrong account here. There we go. There's an ads category and a remarketing. I'm just going back to the ads page. Remarketing ads. This is just a demo account. And then this new one called ad bundles. So I'm going to load up the ad bundles. And you can see here that I've already got 4 different bundles that I have created. And you can turn, obviously, these ad bundles on and off. But the ad bundles are essentially a collection of ads. So if I was to open up, say, this one here, you can see this is a particular ad that I have running here, and it's going to be linked to a specific audience. And you can see upcoming in about an hour, it's going to switch to this ad here. Now, I could go in and I could, I could basically change that frequency. I can name it. I could add more ads to that bundle if I wanted to. So I could add other ads to it, or I could create an entirely new bundle here. Ignore that this image is just small. It's just a little UI bug that we're fixing. But for instance, here's 3 other ads that I've just recently launched. So I could actually go in here and create an entirely new bundle. And maybe I want this one to be, actually, I'll make this one the second ad. I want this one to be the third ad. I could literally just go hit next. I can name this and I'll call this the Blitz bundle, let's just say, and I want this one to rotate monthly. I can go ahead and hit deploy. And as simple as that, I have literally taken those 3 ads and I've put them into an entirely new bundle, which you'll see here in just a second, which is my Blitz bundle. And I can even change the order of them. You can see this one's going to change right now. I don't know why it's actually saying I'm changing in 9 hours. It might just be because it's the very first one I launched, and then they'll be changing monthly after that. So as simple as that, I've basically created a bundle, and you can do this with any of the StreetText ads. Or in the next week, you're going to be able to do with any of your other Facebook ads as well. So if I went to the funnel section, and if you go down here, you can see that we have a remarketing section here. If you click on remarketing, we started adding some new PDF ads. So I'm going to go ahead and click on these here. And we've got now another one just as of today. You can see here, these are the 10 costly home repairs report that you can now run. We have another one about the home appraisal side, the benefits of scaling down your home. I know many of you are running the downsizing ad and it's working incredibly well. This is a super powerful ad that you could actually run alongside of your seller leads or your downsize ad as well. We've got another one about staging. So all of these ads are designed for a bit of a different purpose. But if I was to go ahead and launch all these ads to my seller leads, I could then just go and create a seller bundle, put them all together, and now they're going to automatically rotate. And they're rotating based on your Facebook audiences. And you basically create your Facebook audiences by going to the contact section here. And you can essentially create any audience you want from your database or your CRM it could be based on tags. It could be based on really anything that you would like to include. You can then show the results of that specific tag. And then I could go ahead and hit save that as a filter. I'm going to save this, just call this one my buyer leads blitz, just so that we can see it. I click save as new. Anytime now that I add that new tag to any of my leads, they're automatically going to be updated in here. And now this is going to go to Facebook. I'll just show you how to do that. So you just go to this gear icon up here. I know I'm moving fast. I'd go to audiences. I would go here and you can see I've got my buyer leads blitz. I'm going to go ahead and create that on Facebook. I'm going to go back right now to my funnel section in the meantime. And if I was to build one of these remarketing or these PDF ads, and I want to show this one here to all my buyer leads, I would just click select, hit next, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab that new audience I just created on Facebook, which is going to stay in sync with Facebook as new leads come in. And that's it. I would literally just launch this. And now this is a remarketing ad specifically to that audience. But what I would do is I'd build a whole bunch of them to that audience. And then I would go to the ad bundle section and I would click create new bundle and I would add all these ads in and I would start that rotation. And that's essentially how you're building a bundle of ads specific to your buyer leads. And you can do that for a whole bunch of different use cases. As I mentioned before, I could be for seller leads, buyer leads. You could do, you could do some of your own custom ones. There's a whole bunch of different strategies, and our team can help you get some of the kind of fundamental ones set up. But once they're set up and running and rotating, that's it. As new leads come into your system and meet that buyer criteria, you're automatically going to be seeing those ads. And if you pull that tag off of them or remove them from that filter, they're going to automatically be removed from that. And of course, as they interact with your ads, they're now going to show up as returned here in your on the contact section, and you can see what the ads they came in on, and they're automatically going to be sent that PDF. So with that, I'll maybe just hand it to any questions we have, and yeah, we take it from there.
Wow. Powerful. I mean, and Steve, so you went through it pretty fast. If they wanted some more clarity and just kind of to like keep it super, super simple, what would you think the next step to look into this would be?
Well, I think the next step is that if you want to have the remarketing run for you, if you go and you do add-on remarketing, or if you re-added on, you can reach your support. But as soon as you add on the remarketing, our team's going to reach out to you. And it's essentially, if you, in the simplest ways, all you're really doing is you're just creating a set of ads for a specific audience, so buyers or sellers, or it could be both. And we're putting those ads in a rotation to make sure that they always stay fresh. You know exactly what your budget's going to be. You're never going to spend more than that. So if it's $1 a day, all those ads are going to then stay at $1 a day, and they're going to rotate for you. So yeah, the next action would just be if you don't have this feature, you can add it on to your account. If you do have this feature, just reach out to support, and we will make sure that we can help you get those set up. We are going to be busy for a little bit, so it might just take us a couple days to get to you, or a few days to get to you, but we will. And if you wanted to add it on, you just go to the billing section. Show up in my account ready, but you would just click, this is just a demo account. You click add or remove add-ons. It'll show that it's $100 a month, but if you just ignore that, like as you go to the checkout page, you'll actually see it's got the discount on it. So then you can add it on.
Awesome. And one person asked, how do I just sign up for Street Text before I begin the retargeting?
Yeah. So if you want to sign up for Street Text, either just start the 7-day trial and you'll see a link to do that, or if you are logging back into your account, you'll be able to do that as well as soon as you log in. And our team is here to help you. We don't actually want to make this up like a hard sell by any means. All of you have been on this for a long time, but for everything you saw today, the remarketing is truly powerful. And if you can make it automated and simple, and that's really our goal, is we don't want it to be an expensive add-on, but we're going to keep adding a lot more to it. So the next stage of the remarketing will be video. So we'll have the videos built into Street Text that you can then rotate as well. But I'm really excited to see what you create and what you create with our team and the different use cases that you have in mind.
We'll take Anne as the question, and then Jackie right after Anne.
Hey, thanks, you guys. This has been an awesome day. It's a lot to inhale. Going back to the retargeting, are we allowed to do like custom videos? Like if we have like custom audiences with our database or a specific niche, do you guys have that capability? It's like if we create the video, you guys can push it out there and do that. Your team can do that if we go that route.
So not currently in Street Text. So what Wendy, I know like Wendy and Linnea have built a lot of video ads already. You can't technically build the video ads yet in Street Text. That's the next update. But if you have built it on Facebook, we can use it. So we can add that into a rotation. And if you've already created specific audiences on Facebook to date, like maybe it's, you've created an audience around people that have watched a certain amount of your content, we can use those audiences you created on Facebook in Street Text for that rotation or for any rotation of ads. And so our next update will be the video, so you can just push it directly through Street Text in the future. But you'd have to just kind of launch that on Facebook right now.
You guys be making a video like you did last time, Stephen, where you walked us through it?
Yep. And you're first to see it other than our mastermind yesterday. So this is completely brand new. You're literally like first eyes on it for 24 hours. It hasn't even gone live into people's accounts other than now. It's going to start showing up in your account. So we are going to create a lot of resources around this. Actually, I'll share this link again here too. So the other thing is that in our Street Text Calendly link here, we have a whole section at the bottom here dedicated to the remarketing help. So we're going to be covering this a ton, probably largely it'll be ad bundles. When people join here, we're going to be showing you how to set up those rotations for you. So yeah, we're going to have lots and lots of videos on it. And the reason I included, we threw in that $300 setup is you're not really going to have to do a lot at the beginning. We're going to help you get that set up. And then I think once you see it, and we'll do a video for you showing you what we did and how we set it up, I think you'll feel pretty confident on how you can add content to it or remove. And it's not complicated to use, but I imagine the first time you do it, you're going to be a bit confused. And that's why we're here to help. We want to make it nice and simple and easy, but then there's always these classes that you can join and ask any questions that you have on the remarketing side as well.
Okay, one quick question. What is the fee for the done for you program if you're managing all this, the retargeting and the regular advertising for us, everything included?
So if you're looking at the managed ads solution, the managed ads is $300 a month. And that's a separate fee from obviously everything else that I've talked about today. And again, I know all of you in at different stages in your real estate, so whether you can afford that or not, but I feel like it's such a no-brainer. If you went to a agency, you'd probably be paying about $1,000 to $1,500 a month for them to run the ads. And our team is incredible, and it's led by Logan, and he is making sure that your ads perform incredibly well. Especially if you've got a bit of money you're spending behind it, you're actually probably saving money because you're spending a lot less per lead, and you'll always see new ads being launched in your account on an ongoing basis versus you having to go in and set them up yourself. So that's an additional fee that's separate. Everything I've shown you today, you can just do all on your own. We've always made Street Tech so that we'll show you the best systems, and then you're in control. You can do it yourself. But if you didn't want to try out the managed ads, I believe you got to commit to 2 or 3 months, I believe, because you really want to see some results on it. But the moment you click that button and you have a conversation with Logan, you will just see ads starting to be launched in your account. You'll see leads coming in like crazy. And there was actually a really powerful testimonial in the Facebook Insider group a little while ago, and I forget who said it. So if anybody remembers, they can point it out or link to it. But she basically has now the managed ad solution, Street Text, and she has an ISA, and she was just showing the deals that she's doing now. And it's because of the fact that it's like completely automated now. And now she's just working on the other parts of her business. Now, for some of you, you're incredible marketers. You love doing that. So do what you're good at. But if you don't love doing that, then make sure that you're just outsourcing those parts of your business to make it easy for you. And again, it's always available for you. Whatever you're looking for.
Does that fee include helping to set up the funnel and everything else?
Well, we're setting up that funnel for you right now anyways. So if you're that $300 that I showed that was a setup fee and the slide, that's to help you get your remarketing set up. And we're including that for everybody.
I'm already on remarketing, already paying you for that. I've already done that.
Okay, so you're fully set up for the remarketing, but you maybe not the ad
I've
funnel.
got it running. I've got one ad running. I'm going to need some more help getting the deck up and doing all that. But,
So we will for free help you do that too on the remarketing side. So we can help you put that rotation. You don't have to pay any extra for that. We're just either Eric or Sean will be reaching out to you, and we want to make sure that that's set up for you as
they
well.
just had them reach out. I'll go on and do that. You guys are doing the discount. If you pay for the whole year, you're giving how many months?
Yeah,
free?
then we're giving 3 months free on the remarketing as well. So we'll bump that. If you're already paying for it, we'll just move that for you, Campbell, 3 months out. And it's and again, I mean, for some of you, if you've had great years, it's just a great way to save some money on taxes too. You might as well prepay it now.
Have them reach out to me, please, on that.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you.
Okay,
We got
so,
Rocky.
okay, go ahead.
Hi. Okay. I'm just curious if this is like a little too far advanced for me at the moment, because I haven't done any ads at all on Facebook and really haven't done anything.
Do you have a database?
Follow me, huh?
Do you have a database yet, or are you starting right from zero?
I'm pretty much starting from zero.
Okay, if you're starting from zero, you wouldn't need the remarketing per se just yet. I would get started with Street Text or any other lead source, or however you want to drum up some business. Once your database is building and you've got at least a few hundred leads, ideally closer to 1,000, but somewhere in that neighborhood, then that remarketing is going to be truly, truly powerful for you because you're going to be omnipresent to all of them on an ongoing basis. You can start sooner than that because, like I showed in those ad bundles, even if you've only got like a couple hundred leads, you can have them now rotating through and they're not going to lose track with you. But for some of you on this call today, I know you have big databases, and that's where I would leverage the remarketing right out of the gate. But I would just start with the lead gen side right now, Rocky.
And there's a lot of different ways. Like if you're just brand new, you should just come try out Street Text, with the trial. Like don't spend any money at this moment, right? Just learn. Like learn what this is all about and learn what it takes to grow a database and what, generally meeting with somebody, they'll tell you what they think your market looks like on a daily ad spend and how that all works. And, maybe the time is in the future. So don't spend any money you don't have right now. That's my recommendation. But for some of you, it's a no-brainer. Add on remarketing right now, or re-up your Street Text account and go all in on this, because it's going to be the year of video marketing. It's going to be the year of omnipresence. It's going to be you just going all in a strategy.
You had asked, you apparently had tried Street Text earlier, wanted to get back into it, wanted to know if you could sign up for the trial. My response to you, and Marcus, correct me if I'm wrong, is I think you may be limited in the types of ads that are available in the trial as opposed to being a full subscriber, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's limited functionality. I mean, so if based on your market, it's going to naturally be more competitive in that particular pockets area, I would recommend trying to set up a meeting with Logan, doing the custom ad class, just getting a good feel for others in that area and what they're running. Orange County is different, obviously, than certain parts of LA too. So understanding that whole complexity and algorithm in there is going to be a key for you.
And thank you. And the ads and the remarketing bundles, sometimes the photos don't really match the Southern California type of homes. Can you customize them?
Absolutely. And we absolutely recommend that, because 70% of an ad success, no matter what you do, is contingent on the actual image itself that you're placing in there. So yeah, that would be number one, the first thing we'd be doing with you.
Okay. And then last question, but I think you already answered it, about the retargeting. I was on Street Text before, but I never got up to 100 leads at all, because the ads, I think, for me, weren't really working. And I'm okay with being patient and waiting a little bit to to restart and build up a larger database. But is it a good idea? And can you take some of my own database, some of my own sphere that I may want to include in the advertising, and add them to it?
Yes, and we actually recommend that. Import those leads right away. Import your entire database, and we'll start remarketing them right now.
Okay, so you can do that, and you can bundle them together in the same database, in the same list.
That's right. And that's what we actually prefer.
And what's actually pretty powerful about that, Michael, depending on how big that database is, some of those leads in your database or contacts or whatnot, they'll interact with the ads, and then you'll be able to see what they're looking at.
Right.
So it's a great way to revive some of your old leads back to
what I was thinking, yeah.
too, right? And the best part about the remarketing is you truly only do need to set it for $1 a day. If you're in Canada, it's actually a little closer to, I think, $1.40 or something because of the exchange, but roughly $1 a day. And then you can just let those run in the background. And especially if you put them in an ad bundle, they'll always see these new ads on an ongoing basis. And it's, you're hitting them with this offer and that one. And to your other comment, Mark has answered, but yeah, when you're launching these ads, if this doesn't fit the image you're looking for, you can just clear it out and you could put in a different image.
Okay. Okay. And then you'll just keep them like that going forward, right?
Yeah. And then what you'll notice here on the ad side, again, this is a demo account. If I had normal lead gen ads, they would show up in this tab. All the ads that I'm launching are considered remarketing ads. So they're going to show up in this tab, but you'll notice the ones that have this infinity symbol, those are the ones that are part of a bundle. So you can't disable them from here. You then control them from the ad bundle section here on the other side. But this is the future, is the bundles, because it's just such a genius way of running the ads. And again, Facebook won't even do this for you because they want you to spend money on all the ads. This allows you to automatically control your budget, but keep the content really high.
No ad fatigue, which is the one that happens often.
One more question. This is maybe digging a little bit deeper. When you run the retargeting ads, if at some point a lead responds to the ad, does the retargeting stop and you get notified that they are that they've responded?
Well, you could easily do something like that. So what you could do is when these ads are run just like any of our other Street Text ads. And what I mean by that is that if I go here, and let's say I was going to go into this one, and this is part of right now I have this one running to my remarketing tag, but maybe it's running to your seller leads or buyer leads or whatever else. I could basically just go into the edit funnel. And I could add in here, just one second. I could add in here a tag, for instance. And I could say, like, right now, the tag that's going to be showing up is like, is this 3 things to check before buying a home? Because that's the ad they clicked on, and I want the lead to get tagged that way. But I could also add another tag, and I could maybe say something, and I could call this my like, stop or whatever list. I could create something new or whatever I want to call it. I could create a new tag for a different purpose. And that could essentially then move them over into another list. So you can do a lot with the tags, and we'll do a lot more training on this going forward in the future. But essentially, by using and leveraging tags, you're able to control which automations or which ads, which bundles, I would say, that they're going to be seeing going forward. And that's also, for those of you that want to go deeper into a bit more of a complex strategy, that's when it gets really powerful too, because then you're creating almost a funnel of bundles. So you could even have specific ads that only ever show up to your clients, people that have become, they're part of your sphere or whatever, your past client base. They could see completely different ads than any of your other leads, but you could always put them back into a different bundle too. So I don't know if I really answered that question, but you can leverage the automations to do a lot, because as soon as a lead comes in here, this is what's going to happen. Right now, they're going to get this email, they're going to get this text message. All of this can be customized. If they respond to the text message, you're going to see that, and that could be from one of your older leads.
So, so you can add a tag, but can you actually stop? I mean, I guess you can go back in and do it manually, but can you automate stopping the retargeting or no?
Well, I was actually wondering if we had the remove a tag function in here, and I'll have to ask Troy for this, because I thought we maybe had it where we could remove a tag specifically, but we maybe we don't have that yet. So, but that is something that is on our request list. So you could always manually remove that tag if you wanted, and that would stop them from that automation. But I believe we will actually have an update coming in where you can add and remove tags.
So if you remove the tag, then it'll stop it from being in the remarketing bundle.
Yeah. So on a high level, all the tags are doing, the tags are just telling street text which audience the lead is. If we've created an audience called seller leads, and we have told our system that everybody that has the tag seller lead should be in this audience. And then we're syncing that audience back and forth with Facebook, and the seller audience is now showing to all those ads in the bundle. All you would then have to do is remove that seller tag from that lead, and that lead is no longer going to be in that audience. And so when we sync it to Facebook, it's pulled out of Facebook, and so they no longer see these ads going forward.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. And before we answer any more questions, I have 2 more giveaways for everybody, because there's 125 of you still here, which is nuts. So I want to give you a few things. Number 1, if you go to your chat feature, you are all invited to our next event, which is the Super Bowl Summit, February 16th, right? This will be a follow-up to this. So if you love what you got here, imagine what you're going to get in February, a day before my birthday, I might add. So that would be my birthday present, is if you guys come to this Super Bowl Summit event. All right. And then lastly, Josh Shanley.
You mean we're invited to the actual Super Bowl? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're invited to the Super Bowl. Let's all go to. It'll be right after the Super Bowl, right? When the Raiders are there. This miracle story after losing 7 games. No, the next thing I want to give you guys for free, because you couldn't make Josh Shanley couldn't make the event, and he was going to be talking about the email strategy that will 3x your lead conversion. So he wanted to make sure you guys got this. I'm putting it right here. There is the Google Doc. That's the email newsletter he sends out to his entire database every single week. So just another goodie for you. Make sure you download that one too. He has gone over this, and you could probably find some more of that content, and he'll do another video, but I wanted to share both of those links for you. Okay, we got a couple more questions before we let you go. Thank you, guys.
So are you saying that to retarget, I just got signed up with KV Core. Should I wait to transfer my street text leads into KV Core before?
Do you have a whole bunch of leads already in KV Core?
I have some, but they're from something else. They're not from KV Street Text.
That's okay. It's up to you. If you want to include them in your remarketing, which a lot of agents are, they're leveraging, because you might as well revive any past lead you ever spent money on. You can bring
Okay.
those into Street Text, and our team can help you do that. It's just a simple CSV export from KV Core, and we import that into Street Text, and they'll show up in your Street Text system tagged as KV Core or however you want it to be done, so you know who those people are, where they came from. And then we can build that into an audience as well. So it's up to you. You could only remarket your Street Text leads, but I would recommend remarketing everybody, because you might as well stay in front of everybody going
Okay,
forward.
so then does that completely remove them
No,
from
no,
the?
no. It won't. It won't remove them. It would just include them in both Street Text and KV Core. So if you do the
Okay.
CSV export, it's just going to do essentially a copy of. And we have a remarketing help article,
Mhm.
and I'll see if I can quickly find it, and includes the actual link to KV Core to show you how to do that from KV Core. See if I can quickly find it here.
So ultimately, then if we're doing that, then will they communicate back to KV Core what's happening, or do I have to go into two things to find out?
Oh, so if you import your list from KV Core and you're running remarketing ads, and one of your past leads interacts with that ad, it will show up in Street Text. We are working on syncing all the CRMs. The first one's Follow Up Boss, which we'll talk more about it at a future event. But so right now it will show back up in Street Text for you, but you wouldn't have that functionality in KV Core right now anyways. You wouldn't be able to revive that lead. So you will see it in two places.
Okay.
But you can always sync that lead back to Street Text through email parsing or Zapier or something else.
Okay.
My question is, with the remarketing and the running the ads, when you guys take over that, because I just signed up for the remarketing and I love it. How does that compete with the Facebook ads if you're already running Facebook ads? Like, are they gonna like clash? Like, is it gonna be too much? Like, because then your audience will be getting stuff from Street Text and they'll be getting stuff that you're running on Facebook yourself. How does that work?
It's a great question. When you're running your new leads, you're obviously focusing on an area or a zip code, or sorry, pin drop or whatever else, typically in an area, right? So you're targeting everybody in that area, and a lot of them are not your leads. So they're ideally going to be new leads that are going to interact with that ad. When we're running the remarketing ads, we're only showing those ads to people that we now have information on, or they technically have become a lead. So there could be some crossover, where you could see it, but we also have an ability now, I believe already, where you could actually run negative remarketing lists against your Street Text ad. So you can actually run a Street Text ad in an area and say, I don't want it to show to any of these people that are in my list. So there's lots of ways to get around that to remove any of the clashing. So I guess the short answer is I wouldn't worry too much about it, because I don't think there'll be a ton of crossover anyways, but there are other ways, we're adding more ways, just because some people have huge lists where you can actually run an ad and not show it to certain people as well.
Okay.
So
All right.
it really helps, do that as well.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys. Hey, and it's coming to the end of the event. It is 3:57, 3:58. I don't know about you, but it's been a long day. And
It's been a long day.
And the next part of my day is dedicated to the Raiders Thursday Night Football. So thank you guys all for attending. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions whatsoever about any of the material you learned today, just send us a quick email, support@streettext.com, and we'll direct you to the right people to get things going. Please join us. If you have never tried Street Text before, check out that free trial. If you're a part of Street Text and you need a little kick in the butt, reach out to your guide. Definitely get the remarketing set up. And we thank you. And we look forward to seeing you at our next event in February.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And thanks again, Marcus.
Thank you.